Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I never imagined that a casual lie could end with my husband standing directly in front of me at a hotel lobby. When I told him I was spending the night at a friend's house, I genuinely believed I could manage the situation. I thought I was being careful, that I had everything under control. I was wrong. My name is Laura, I'm 35 and I live with my husband, Kevin, in a quiet Pennsylvania town. We've been married for 9 years. From the outside, our life appeared steady. A cozy home, stable jobs, weekend routines and family holidays. But beneath that surface, something in our marriage had been quietly eroding. Not in loud arguments, not in dramatic fights, just in the small, almost invisible spaces between us. Kevin is a good man, reliable, loyal, consistent. Yet over time, that consistency began to feel like invisibility. Conversations shifted from heartfelt exchanges to practical matters. Bills, schedules, errands. I convinced myself this was normal for a long-term marriage, but deep down, I felt a loneliness even when he sat beside me. Then I met Daniel. He worked in another department at my company. We didn't interact daily, but when we did, he asked the questions that mattered. How are you really? At first, I ignored it. But soon, I started anticipating our conversations. They became longer, more personal, more intimate. I knew I was approaching a line I shouldn't cross, but I didn't stop. What began as coffee after work escalated to dinners, then late-night talks in parked cars. And before I could fully admit it to myself, I was emotionally entangled with someone who wasn't Kevin. The night everything fell apart, Daniel reserved a hotel room downtown. He said he needed a private space to talk, away from colleagues and distractions. I hesitated. I knew staying at a hotel was crossing a line. But instead of refusing, I lied. I told Kevin I was spending the night with my friend Melissa, who supposedly needed support. Kevin didn't question it. He kissed my forehead, wished me safe travels and trusted me completely. That trust made the deception sting even more. Inside that hotel room, everything felt surreal. Crisp white sheets, gentle lighting, a space detached from my ordinary life. I kept checking my phone, half expecting a message from Kevin, half hoping for nothing at all. The silence was both a relief and a sickness I couldn't shake. I knew exactly what I was doing. When morning came, guilt weighed on me like a stone. I packed quickly, desperate to leave, shower, and pretend none of it had happened. As I headed to the elevator, my mind raced, rehearsing explanations I would offer Kevin. Melissa was fine, I barely slept, everything was normal. The elevator opened. And there he was. Kevin stood near the exit, hands in his pockets, his face pale and expressionless. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't visibly angry. He just looked hollow, as though he had already cried too much. Our eyes met. Kevin, I whispered. Good morning, Laura, he replied softly. My knees went weak. What are you doing here? I followed your location. I wasn't planning to confront you. I just needed to know if my instincts were wrong. I looked around, suddenly aware of how exposed we were. It's not what it seems, I stammered, though even I knew the words sounded hollow. You came out of a hotel. You said you were with a friend, he said quietly. I think it looks exactly like it is. I tried to explain, to say I was lonely, confused, that I didn't intend for things to go this far. Kevin listened silently. And that silence cut deeper than any shouting could. Did you think I'd never find out? He asked. I shook my head, tears welling. I didn't think at all. That might be the truest thing you've said, he murmured. We stood in silence as the world moved around us, oblivious to the collapse of my marriage unfolding in the hotel lobby. I waited all night, he said finally. I hoped you'd come home and tell me the truth. When you didn't, I knew. I'm so sorry, I whispered. I'll do anything to fix this. He looked at me long and hard. I believe you're sorry, he said, but I don't know if sorry is enough. Then quietly he handed me his wedding ring. My trust can't survive this, he said. I can't unsee what I saw. I can't keep being the man who believes while being deceived. I begged, promised therapy, transparency, anything. But he shook his head. I need space, he said. Real space. Not another story. He turned and left. When I returned home, the house felt empty. His shoes gone. His toothbrush missing. A note lay on the kitchen counter. I'm staying with my brother. We'll talk later. Please don't contact me right now. Days passed. Then weeks. We eventually spoke with a counselor, lawyers present, through tears and heavy silences. Kevin filed for separation. Maybe one day we can talk without pain, he said, but right now I need to protect myself. I ended things with Daniel, Not because Kevin demanded it but because I finally recognized what I had destroyed for something that never truly existed. When I think back, I don't remember the hotel room. I remember Kevin's face at that lobby exit. Calm. Broken. Final. I learned that lies don't always explode dramatically. Sometimes they unfold quietly, in the moment you think you've walked away clean. And sometimes, the person you hurt most is the one who trusted you enough not to question your words.